and we're gonna be able to see. Okay, excellent connection, it says here. Gonna go on here to see. Okay, you can still hear me, right? Okay. Excellent connection, it says here. Gonna go. Okay, perfect. We're live. Shit.
Yeah, nice, awesome. After all this time.
We are starting, yeah. Chatting, actually, yeah, probably things are not gonna change that much. Let me bring up my notes here for this.
Well prepared.
Yeah, very well prepared. I have my notes. I have my. This is not very professional having all this on the other screen, so you guys can see my screen. You guys can see humble high stakes player on the screen here with me. Let's first see if we're live actually.
Are we? I thought we were.
I think we should be, but just to make sure. To have someone like in the chat. So yeah, can someone confirm? Because just to make sure, because this is the we are live, and okay, because this is the first time they changed this YouTube, guys. Okay, we got some A in the chat.
Nice.
It's from Kaloti. Do you have like friends watching, or like do you think like you have people watching? Do people?
Yo, I didn't tell anyone I was doing this. Like,
it's a secret.
Like, I don't know. I didn't even think about it. No, I don't think so. I guess like I'll send a YouTube link to my friends, I guess, afterwards. Yeah. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna promote it as well afterwards. Yeah, like I was also thinking today, like, you should let people know. But actually, I let them know in the Discord, and I have quite a few questions from them for you. Well, I filtered them out a bit.
It's good to have some filters sometimes.
Yeah, I did filter them out. I kind of like made the best of all of them. Can't Stop, what's up? Also a Stars reg. Do you know the name? Can't Stop.
Who? Is that a reg?
5. Yeah, it's a reg. I played.
Oh no, but I mean it's a screen name.
Yeah, that's his screen name. But I think he plays like lower now.
No.
Too much of a boss here. Let me check the. Yeah, it's a reg. I played.
Oh no, but I mean it's a screen name.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're very good. So let me properly introduce this
Thanks.
This quality player, not a high stakes end boss, just a random guy playing. Sometimes like liking to spend his time playing some high stakes poker, like we all do. Actually, I know him from 2+2. I remember I had a blog. I had like 2 attempts of.
Yeah, like 5 blogs, Daniel.
Yeah. I had like 2-3 attempts of blogging on 2+2, but then I made like some posts for like I made like 5-6 posts, but then like I just quit. It's like, wait, why am I doing this? And then actually I remember like he messaging me there, like talking a bit, having quite some things in common. So we talked there. Yeah, I think we talked there a bit.
Maybe yeah.
Because I knew. Far. But like that's like some time back. Big timing me here, like, oh yeah, I don't remember.
no, I couldn't remember. That's why. But like, I'm sure. Like, I used to reach out to a lot of poker players that I thought were good back in the days on 2+2. So.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. I remember meeting him was pretty epic. Meeting him for the first time.
Yeah, it was fun
in Brazil. Basically. He was in Brazil, a lot of other poker players, a lot of cool guys there. Shout out to the 2019 poker crew in the Brazil poker crew, the favela crew, let's call it.
I miss those guys.
Yeah, that was like a really nice crew. So they were like, should I call you like Cedric or Jericho? Which one?
Call me Ced.
Yeah, just like Ced. Yeah, that's
Jericho's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? I mean, yeah, like you would not, you would call me like Daniel, not like show for it.
Yeah, like Daniel, like yeah, sure.
Yeah. So meeting him was like I was these guys were like in Brazil, and then I was like, fuck it. Europe is way too cold, and these guys are having a ball. They're like oh, all this crazy food, or like the nice weather, like with the nice beach. Like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna go there. So I instantly book a flight. I fly there, and like we're on the beach, and then they say, oh yeah, Cedric is coming. Like oh, who is that? Oh yeah, like the Jericho on stars. Oh, like oh shit, really? Like I remember, like yeah, I think I chatted to him a bit, like on 2+2, and like I'm curious to meet him. And then yeah, I all of a sudden like see that it's like this buff dude like coming, like it's like this luxurious perfect hair, and then like with I still remember like with some pink crocs, and
I have them on me right now.
And I remember like, and I was thinking, wow, his trolling game is so sick, it's so like high level. I was still not sure, like, does he like them, is he trolling with them, because I have like my I have,
on like, which level am I?
Exactly.
Yeah, I can relate.
Like I can definitely realize this guy is a boss. Okay, he knows what's up.
Thank you so much.
So I was like, these are like some epic crocs. And then but I understand, because I have, for example, I have some I have a huge, like my, and maybe you're gonna see it, like I have like my suitcase is like really bright pink. I have like a huge, like for traveling, I have like a huge bright pink suitcase.
Nice. It's my favorite color.
Really?
Like, I don't know. Yeah, I really like it. I think it suits like a lot of guys really, really well, in my opinion.
Actually, yeah, you actually with your headphones as well, they're like a bit pinkish, right?
My water bottle too. Yeah.
Sick. So now we already know one thing about Sed here. Really liking pink. Okay, so it was not a troll. Okay, so he just
no, I really do. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so then I see him and like, okay, this guy is like a really cool guy. You know, like you're already like playing high stakes, right? Like you're like already.
I mean, like I remembered back then, like I started the year playing 1K and 2K, and
yeah.
Towards the end of February, I hit big downswing and I had to go back to 500Z full time. But towards the beginning of the summer, I went back to 1K, 2K, and then some 5. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember. Yeah, I remember like you, and because we played together, right? We played quite a bit.
Yeah, in Brazil we did actually.
Yeah, I remember it was you or Bruce, like Chris, like because I was thinking how like you guys, I don't have like aggro marks on you guys. I think you or him. He's like, oh yeah, I want to earn your aggro mark when we play.
I think it's Chris. I'm not sure. I think it's Bruce. Yeah, Chris. Yeah. Bruce.
So I remember that about you guys. But then yeah, like all the guys and like meeting him there, like he was like really cool. And since then, yeah, like then like it's like maybe I'm mixing more like 500 Zoom. Since then, really been crushing it. Really focused on poker. I've been talking to him like these past months. He was like, oh yeah, sorry, like I'm really focusing like this summer. I'm really focusing on getting like to reg game in 10K, to like getting myself established there. So it seems like he was like really focused, and this is a really sick opportunity here for me, like for people here. I know he's a humble guy, and I'm not gonna like be too crazy, but we can agree that you're playing poker at a very high level of competition, probably the highest probably online, and it's
the GG games though.
Yeah, those are like higher games, but like I don't know if competition. I don't know if about competition there. I would still probably say stars is still way tougher on average, and you're just like someone who's like very focused, very like you made it very far. And of course, like a lot of people want to get in your situation, a lot want to get at your level. You saw we had like MMA Sherdog, like another like high stakes crusher there, who we also got his input. And what I see with you like as an opportunity, he was like also, you saw like, you know, like he's with Bluff the Spot, who's like with business, and he's also playing like, he's still like actively playing high stakes. You're like, this is your main focus, right? You're like up there.
I have so much respect for Sherdog. Like he's able to like balance all those things and like crush it more or less in every area. Like,
yeah,
that's really props to him. Like he's doing very well, and he's still crushing poker, even though he's venturing into business. And I heard he's into investments too. So like he's doing lots of stuff. And I wouldn't say that my main focus is only poker though. Like I really work a lot on other aspects of my life too. I used to be a bit unbalanced, just poker, especially when I was like 200Z. But now I try to, obviously there's like staying healthy, like diet, training, reading a lot of books to improve my flaws too. Like, obviously learning some languages. Like there's a lot of things that I try to like improve. And
so you're still like learning quite a bit of stuff like in other areas on the side.
And also like poker, it's not just playing. I'm studying a shitload too. Like every session, like I have to review like all the hands that I've played, because you learn so much when battling three-handed. It's insane. Like the spots you encounter, and like you feel very clueless at times. So like studying as like, I used to study, but nothing crazy. Now it's like, it's picked up. It's like the same amount of playing as studying, maybe even more.
Okay, that's okay. Because I was asking, like I remember back in the day when I was like playing you, and like I was asking also, I have the ball here. I'm just gonna play.
Nice.
Just like randomly kind of play with it, and like repping poker stars.
I love it.
I was telling Seth earlier, when nothing is sure, we have here anything is possible. So got this from them earlier this week, and I was also asking B2Easy because also good friends with him, and I was actually asking him today, what do you think about like Cedric's games, and he also was saying, oh yeah, like he's good, but he also like likes to his game. He's kind of spicy. He's also like mixing it up. He's also like playing some non GTO stuff. Yeah.
Sometimes it's like on purpose. Sometimes it's like I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, that's why. So, but it does seem like from what you're saying, you're getting like a bit more structured lately in your routine, in your studying, and we're definitely gonna like go deeper
in depth. Yeah, sure.
Into this as well, but. First, a lot of people also asked in the Discord, and they want to know, like, first of all, actually before poker, what did you before? Did you do stuff? Did you study stuff? What's your kind of like background? Where do you come from?
Yeah, sure. We can go into this.
Like briefly.
I don't know. I was big into sports when I was a kid, like playing a lot of hockey. Hockey, I will always love it, and I still play. Like my ultimate goal was to be like professional hockey player, but I was never like, I was good, but nothing crazy, so, and I didn't take it as seriously as I should when I was younger. Like it's so easy to go back on your youth and like realize like, I was thinking the wrong way back then. Like if I really wanted this, like I should have put like those efforts, like go practice every day. Like I don't know, like I feel like I'm so much more how would you say, like awake mentally now than I was
more aware, right? Of like
like I was such a fish back then. So anyways, I was big into hockey, tennis. I played some football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. But I was good, but nothing crazy at all those sports. And like around just after high school, we started playing a bit of home games, and I was really bad at them. But I loved poker, but I would never win. I was never someone who had like that much inner talent in poker, like natural talent. I was just not that good. At first, like. Obviously, I was really bad, and I didn't know why too much. But but I always loved like board games, strategy games, video games. I played a lot of FIFA Code, Hearthstone too. So I was like, I really like every strategy games, or like the aspect of competition, either in sports and board games or in video games.
That kind of like sounds like it's a main theme for you here. It seems like even like since you were young, you're like into this competitive games, into like stuff, just like being into competitive stuff. It seems that's kind of a big driver, right, for you?
Really big. Like, and I always liked it, like no matter what. Like I need it in my life, and And yeah, like we started playing home games, and I wasn't really good, but whatever. And then I went to uni, and I realized I hated university. It was really bad. Like that, I was never like, I was always like decent to pretty good at school, but I never really liked it.
Yeah.
Like it was fine, but like I don't know, like. And at uni, you're rushed into it at like 18, 19 years old. You're like, you don't really know what you want to do.
You don't know what you want, right? It's like, whatever, like, wow.
Yeah. I think it's so much better to take like a few years, like break, do whatever you want, travel. I didn't do that because I don't know, like my family didn't view this as a good choice, and I didn't, to be honest, I didn't really have like another alternative, like a plan or whatever I was going to do with all that free time.
Yeah.
So went to uni, and I think around 2000, late 2012, early 2013, I started playing online, full ring.
Oh.
Wow. Like an L10, I think, with like $50 bankroll that I won off like Poker Strategy or something.
Sick, humble beginnings. I like it.
I never. Yeah,
Poker Strategy bankroll. The people watching now are probably like, "What the fuck is that?" What Poker Strategy bankroll? But yeah, back in the day, there was like this site, Poker Strategy. I think it's maybe still is, but it was like pretty big, and they would give you like, if you do like a quiz or something, I think, right?
Yeah, it was a quiz, like folding ace queen preflop to 3-bet and shit like this.
So there's like this like absurd, like whatever, it's like nitty quiz that will also you're like, oh, learn some poker. And now, if you learn some poker, you pass this quiz, then you get like $50 for free to play with it, right? Like as a bankroll, and that was sick, right? Like having that as a start for like a lot of guys. That we had that, and like I also got shout out to Poker Strategy for getting a lot of crushers started, I think, right?
Yeah, like all my friends, we were into this, like, and my best poker, like my friends who were the best at poker, they did the quiz for me, and like, all right, I got the fucking money and started playing. Yeah.
This quiz mafia. Oh yes.
Yeah, and
come drop by with this quiz here. I have a proposition for you.
Yeah, and I was playing while going at uni. I was in international business. Was whatever, it was okay, but nothing great. And poker I was playing, and I was like winning a bit, but not that much. And I was really hating life too, like because uni was, I don't know, like I felt like it wasn't worth it. Like I didn't want to do this, like so much homework, team projects, like.
Yeah, that's very common, right? Like I hear this from a lot of guys, like they started in uni and they're like, what the fuck is this shit? And then like you have poker, which is way more engaging, right?
High school was so much better.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's kind of like there. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, yeah, I was thinking. So that's kind of like you basically started from like being at like fishing home games, going to uni, playing home games for fun, because I like playing home games with friends is probably like we can agree it's like the best thing ever, like the most fun thing.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, like, I liked it a lot.
It's like shoving stacks around, whatever, like playing around with friends. It's epic. And so then you got like this bankroll there, and then you're like in uni, but you're not really happy with how uni was going. How did that go? Like, at what point did you like decide to like maybe I should prioritize poker and like?
I'm getting into it. Okay. Summer of 2013. I got a job at a bank for the summer.
Okay.
And I had to wake up at fucking like 7:30 every day. And it was the worst summer ever. I was going to the bank, working like, I don't know, up to 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Going to the gym after, then like grinding all the way NL10, like all the night, like up to like 1 a.m. Then doing this the whole summer. Wow. And I was like so miserable. And every time that like I was winning like decent at NL10, and every time I was trying to move up at NL25, I would get crushed. And it was like so devastating because it's like a 2.5x jump. And obviously I have busted bankroll back then. Like, I don't know, like a few $100s. Yeah. So like, that was so depressing. So at the start of uni in like fall 2013, I just don't go to any of the classes, and I'm very like, I don't know, like not depressed, but it's just like life feels a bit like tasteless, and like not what. And at some point, I just like drop out and decide to go poker full time with at NL10 and NL25.
That's sick. What? Because wow, you just
Yeah.
like went pro from like just then you
Yeah,
just
my
like went
parents
all in.
didn't. Yeah, but because I had a few like friends who were playing online and
Yeah.
they were talking about like getting a house all together,
Okay.
and my other friend was not playing poker. He was making really good money because he was already working, like he didn't go to uni.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he was buying a house and he was like, to pay my mortgage, you guys want to like rent it out with, and we were like, yeah, sure. Like, let's do this. So like, I had this going on. So like in early 2014, I moved in that house with my friends and we were just like grinding, and it was like not going to school.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like, but I wasn't like I got to an L50, maybe an L100, but I was just only moving up because of the rig back. Like,
Okay.
I wasn't winning at any of the stakes.
This is sick. Like we have like NL10 grindhouse, this NL25
No,
grindhouse.
my other friends were all better than me. They were like playing NL50 and L100 and L2. Yeah, I was the fish like in that house, like by far the worst player. And they were like, the Supernova was up back then, so they they were making like really good money with rakeback and just having like 2-3 big blinds per 100 at whatever stakes they were playing.
Yeah.
But me, like, it wasn't working too well, and because of that, like, I had zero results like the 3 years I lived there. Pretty much I had to go back to uni like at the start of 2015 because it wasn't really working.
Okay.
And yeah, like, and I was still playing poker on the side, but like, it was just breaking even at NL100 and just didn't know what was up. And I finished my bachelor's degree in like May 2016, and I had like 10K life roll.
Okay.
And I just told myself I'm gonna go to NL200 this summer. If I make some money, I stick with poker. If I bust my roll, I'm done with it.
Wow, that's a power move. That's a YOLO.
I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like, I'm just like all that money like that I made from poker was only from rig back. I was break even at every stake, like slightly losing, slightly winning.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. Like, I never won at 200. Every time I would shot take there, I would get crushed. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go there, and if I make some money, I stick with it, and if not, like, I just like drop it forever.
So you were also stuck at NL100 for a while.
I played like a million hands there.
Wow.
I think my big blind per 100 win rate, like EV or whatever you want to call it, is like 0.3, 0.8,
Wow.
something like this. Yeah.
Wow, sick.
I don't understand how people win there. Like.
Is this a curse? Yeah, is this a curse? Because I was also stuck at NL100 for like 2 years. I think I was like 2-3 years. That was, I think, like, every time you move up to 200, you just get like smacked back down. I think I shot 200 NL like at least like 10-20 times. I just like before.
Relatable. Yeah, I would lose like 5 stacks and like 20% of my roll, and like, all right, like, fuck my life,
Yeah. So it was not like a very smooth start. It sounds like it was
I never won when shot taking. Like, it's always been like such a grind moving up. I don't understand people that go from like NL25 to NL500. Like, I could never relate to like going up in stakes that much, that fast. But yeah, like, I don't, like, it was always a struggle. Yeah.
So even even from the beginning, it sounds like, well, it was cool that you had like your friends there, right? Like, and you're like chatting, you're like, talking to people, and like it was, I guess, more normal, right? Like, I think when it still like contributes a lot, right? When you talk to other poker players and you know people, instead of like, oh yeah, just me by myself, everyone has a normal life, and I'm just like weird guy.
Yeah, it's so important to have people that are doing the same thing as you. Otherwise, like, you feel ostracized. It's like you can't relate to anyone else. Like, no other kid really plays poker other than us. So.
We have here some guys in the chat here. Anthony Colavita, hello. LGSCSC Pog. I think that's are you much on Twitch? That's a Twitch thing.
Nah,
You're not a Twitch guy?
I sometimes I log in to see what's up, but not too often.
Not too much. Okay, we got
No.
Allison here. Shout out to Allison.
Your boy from Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna reach out to you, Allison.
Yeah.
And I have some questions for you.
Yeah, we're coming for you, Allison. Okay, let me. His mic is loud. Your mic is low. Okay, let me know if it's better now because I put his volume a bit down. No gamble, no future. Yeah, it seems it's he lives. Cedric lives by this.
I live by what?
By no gamble, no future. Is that?
Yeah. Kind of.
One mantra. One of his mantras.
Yeah, like otherwise you're gonna be a nit your whole life. So sure.
It's true. I'm stuck at NL 100 for 1 year. I think this maybe is more common than we think. That.
Yeah, perhaps because we only hear the good stories. We never hear the bad.
Yeah. But it's also very interesting that you were saying like you have been struggling from the beginning, and it was like a big effort for you because probably people see all this like fast come ups and whatever, right? Like they see all this like fast huge success, and they're like, oh yeah, if I'm not doing that, something's wrong with me, and like I just suck, whatever. Whereas you, like you said, like you don't hear about the other guys, like you, like also like me, I 2-3 years, I think I had the same bankroll. I was also stuck at 10K, the Saint 10K bankroll.
Yeah. The fucking 10K bankroll like goes down to 7.5, goes up to like 11.8, exactly. Just like all right.
It just stays there. Like I remember this was it, and it gets so frustrating after a while. It's so hard. It's so hard mentally. Like I remember I cried quite a few times actually from this like I'm not going anywhere. Like this is just like the same thing.
Yo, helplessness. No, it's like a feeling of helplessness.
Yeah.
Like nothing can work out. You know? It's very depressing. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like pretty tough going up stakes for you. Like when would you say like there was like a point where like things started clicking more? Like how did that go?
I just started firing river, I guess. I don't know. Like, I wasn't studying back then too much. Like, I would check out hands and shit. But, like, in 2016, I wasn't into solvers or anything. So, it's just, like, when I was out of position, I would just bet, on the river. Like, like, let's go. And I don't know. I probably ran good at 200s. And, like, I was able to, like, double my bankroll through that summer.
Through a betting river.
Like, let's go with it. Let's go 500. And
okay.
That was it.
What would you say? Like, what do you think were actually looking back now? Because again, you have way more perspective, way more awareness. What would you say were like the main like roadblocks for you then, like to kind of because
not taking it as seriously as I should. Like with like basically what I mean is like having a balanced life. And also like actually doing like proper studying.
Yeah.
Like you don't really know what you're doing like when you're at fucking NL 50 and 100. Like just looking at hands or this is fine. Oh, I played this session perfectly. Obviously you didn't. Like
exactly.
Like there's plenty of mistakes. Like but just like I should have been more actively studying. And I was talking to a lot of poker players though, like sharing a lot of hands and shit like that. Like I always reached out to others for help. But I think like, more balanced life and also more studying more like, I don't know, spot to spot maybe is a better way to do it, or just like with more purpose. Yeah.
Having more structure in your studying basically.
Yeah. And also, the biggest thing I think is being fearless, like not being scared of anything. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm not going to play because the pool is too like, there's too many crushers. Like, fuck that. Like, jump into it. Like, let's go. Like, I would tell myself, like, don't be a pussy. Like, go. Let's go. Jump in. I don't care who's playing. Like, go.
Okay, that's that's very interesting. And
you have like 6 eye on the river. Like, fire. I don't care. Like, go. Like,
YOLO, bro. Come on, let's crush it. That's really interesting that you have this mindset. That we're gonna definitely like as when we go like to like higher stakes, and because it seems like you're still.
I try to have this mindset in every like facets of my life, like to be fearless. I think it's really good.
Nice. That's well, obviously that's huge if you like tackle all kinds of things that kind of make you uncomfortable. Because also
Yeah.
the poker life can especially the good poker life when you're making some nice money can make you very comfortable, right? It can make you like
Yeah.
in your own bubble. How did you feel like as you're like going up stakes and like and you're like really emerging like more like immersive into poker? Did you feel like you starting getting a bit more like disconnected from like other people like outside the poker world?
100%. Yeah, I lost so many friends because of this. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not that I didn't like, but it's like basically like, hey, we're going out tonight, Cedric. Like, do you want to come and drink? Like, no, like it's gonna fuck up like my night, my next day. Like, I need to stay in, grind, like wake up, go to the gym, like put in some hands, like, and like if you say no to like a bunch of those invitations, like people, you know, like they some of my like RL friends, they understood, but a lot of them they didn't, you know. And it's like, it is what it is. Like if you have to make some sacrifices at some point.
Definitely, and it's hard, right? Like you see like, oh yeah, like your friends like, come on, like come hang out with us, and they're your friends, you want to hang out with them, but then you have this other thing. Like most people don't really resonate with being like very passionate about something, right? Like, their main things are, oh yeah, let's enjoy life, have fun.
It's the weekend, like let's go. Like no, there's no weekend, there's no Monday. Like it's always like grinding, like healthy lifestyle.
That's a huge thing, I think, that people, it sucks, but you have to sacrifice, right? You have to sacrifice in that area. And actually it brings to mind like this quote from a friend, actually, Martin C on Martin C on
nice. Yeah, he seems like a good DJ.
He's a good DJ. He's a good guy. He was like saying, when I started, like he was saying about me, because then it was like a period in Malta when I was like playing high stakes for a while. I was like,
nice.
I was doing good there, and he said, yeah, Daniel, like he just stopped coming out with us, like partying there, and all of a sudden he's crushing high stakes. Like, that's kind of like how it happened.
The two are correlated, like for sure.
Yeah. It's like, that's pretty much it. Because like I stopped going out. I started, exactly like you said, like weekend, whatever. It's like I'm still here. And like you said, you cannot like have fun, party, drink, whatever, because it's gonna fuck up your next day. It's gonna fuck up like that day, and it like mentally, like I can just be like in a fog mentally, like 2 days, like okay, this is not worth it. Like how much fun can you have in one night?
Yo, exactly. I think you need to have like some specific times where you're like, okay, the next 2 weeks, like I'm going there with some friends, like snow poker. It's just like girls party, like whatever you want to do there. And, you know, like that's fine. And then when you're like back to your routine or normal life, then it's just like, you know, you have to have the balanced lifestyle, I think, to make it to high stakes. I don't think you can like be a degen like most of the time and like be able to make it. It demands like too much bandwidth, like, and brain power, and you need like it's not like your normal job when you can just like auto like play no, if I'm gonna sit at fucking 5k and 10k, I need to be like there, you know.
Exactly. And people, a lot of it's very interesting. Like that makes us very different, that like the quality of your focus, like you said, like most people don't have that in their jobs. They can like, oh yeah, have Facebook on the side, whatever, like you cannot do that. If
responding to an email, okay, coffee break, that doesn't work.
That's not the thing. That's not the thing. I know. So, guys, sorry if you're watching YouTube videos on the side when you're playing, or like,
some guys like watch fucking TV series when they're playing. I don't get this. Like, how can you? Like, so many of my friends, they told me like, I have like How I Met Your Mother, or like Friends on the side. What is this bullshit? Like, are you kidding me? Like I can't fantasize like doing this. I would be so bad.
But then do you know anyone who's like crushing high stakes, like just like watching Friends on the side? Oh, okay, I'm just gonna bluff this guy. Sick.
To be honest, I don't have many like high stakes friends because I'm pretty new there. Like Chris is my main friend from high stake. Bruce. But other than that, like most of my friends are like at mid stakes or something.
Even like if Yeah, but yeah, you basically don't really see successful people like in poker when like just like grinding series on the side. But I do know people do this. It's more like I guess they're like just like autopiloting and like, oh yeah, just gonna do it. But my view, since you resonate with it as well, like if you're gonna play, I might as well like be there 100% and play less, but just like be there instead of like grinding 10 hours a day and watching seasons of Friends.
Yeah, that's bust though. That's a recipe for like staying at your current stake and not like moving up ever.
Yeah. I'm for sure. And it seems you said something interesting, and you said, so you do you think it's better to like alternate periods where you have, so instead of like during your week you have like weekends I maybe I party a bit, and then like you just like go back to your life, or do you think it's better maybe to like have longer periods where you're
longer
like,
periods,
right?
Yeah,
and then like
sure,
having these fun periods, but you're like only having fun for like 2 weeks.
Exactly. That like most of the time it's like 90% of my time is just like super focused, like those longer periods of like not using anything, not partying, and like training healthy diet. And like couple times a year, like I have these like big events with friends coming up, and like let's go degen now, it's fine.
Yeah, that's something I personally have been struggling with a lot, and like I'm seeing like it's
really
I don't
I think it's pretty easy when you're locked in, like when you have your purpose, your goals. Like I think it's like easy to make those.
Don't you feel like sometimes like you're like missing out on stuff? Like,
I used to feel that way, not anymore.
Okay.
Like,
something I've been struggling with like over like the years. Like, if with me, and I don't know if it's normal, but with me, I feel like I'm either in grind mode and I'm really focused and like I'm kind of like there, or I'm in like whatever carefree, relaxed, fun mode, and it's very hard for me to switch between them frequently. So that's why I'm thinking maybe it's better just like alternate like more like periods of that. That's why
I think maybe like whatever works for you too. Like it's like a diet. Like some diet might work for some people and might not work for others. So just have to find what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Work email. That's a nice account name. Work email. Hello. Jericho is Brazilian. No, he's Canadian. Proud Canadian. Well, actually some Greek roots there.
As well.
Yeah. Some Greek roots. Nowadays, coaching for profits and teams, blah blah. It's easier for a player that really wants to move up faster. They can do it, right? That's true.
Because they're staked. Yeah, I was never staked.
Yeah, you could argue it's a bit easy. Yeah, it's easier today to get good, but still you have to really want it, right? It's in a way
like the other people can only get you so far,
Yeah. Guillerme. Am I saying it right? Because you have the Spanish down. It's like Guillerme, okay?
Guillerme.
Yeah, is that like a decent pronunciation? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm trying, bro. Tails 13, Guillerme, Ryan. I said like Rihanna. Ryan. Hello from USA and the 2008 Supernova Elite. Salute.
Wow, that's old school.
That's old school. Welcome, man.
I never played poker.
Yeah, exactly. I did not know about poker in 2008. That's sick. Supernova Elite in 2008, so you're like already playing for a while. OG.
That's insane.
OG. Max, so happy to see you here, bro. Vamo, let's go, bro. Having a good time here with Ced. So we're talking here, bringing it back to like more structure. So you obviously had periods where like when you're like moving up stakes, and you talk about like having like some rough times. How did you deal with like downswings as they came? Like how did you manage them?
Hate life.
Pretty much, right?
Okay, so I had one recently. In March, April, where I think April I lost like almost every single day. And it was the worst because you're like, it's the Corona games, it's supposed to like everybody's making bank and like obviously like because we're locked in, I'm living with like some family. It's just like I didn't lose my cool, but it was just like mentally I was just very at a bad place. You know, it's just like, no, what am I doing with my life? Logging in on stars, like losing every day, like. And then like it's hard to not let the downswing affect you in some way, but it will always affect you. The only thing that, you know, like that I kept telling myself was like, keep studying and it will turn around. It never lasts forever. Like I was looking at my previous downswings, my previous graphs, and it's like, okay, like, you know, just drop down. I dropped down. I stopped playing 5K for a bit when it happened. I also played some 10K. I stopped. I just was playing 1K, 2K, 500, and I think in June I came back to those stakes, like 5K. And yeah, just like step down, play some easier games, just continue doing what you're already doing, balanced lifestyle, steady. And, you know, like I think I've gotten better at this like over the years. Like obviously when I was younger, I was just like, fuck poker, this game is bullshit. Like, but now I have a more like reasonable / professional approach, I guess. But it still affects me a lot mentally though. But like I don't let it transgress into my real life. Like people won't know, I think, that I'm in the downswing. Like
Really?
I'll still like, yeah, it was very hard, but now like I'm still like, you know, I act normally with my family, my friends, whenever I meet them. Like if they tell me how is it going, I'm just say it's fine. You know, I'd never go into depth.
Like I got wrecked today again. Like
but like I always say it's fine whether it's going well or not, or bad at least. So.
I think that's the best, right? Like not like what are you gonna do? Like complain to people you're running bad?
Yeah,
like, you don't even understand what you're doing.
I have no respect for people who complain about their jobs. Like you chose this. Like you chose what you're doing. You should never complain. If you want to complain, then just change what you're doing. Like I always try to have 100% liability with myself, responsibility. Nice. So like I try not to be a little bitch about it.
Sick. Nice approach. Just don't be a bitch. That's another
don't
mantra.
Be a pussy,
Don't be nice. What so. Wow, 1 month. I think I also lost a lot in those games in that period. I was also like, fuck, I have to play a lot.
And I see all those like regs that I don't like value much or rate much, like moving up, winning all the money. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? Jesus.
yeah, definitely.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
It was also a tough time mentally for everyone I talked to, actually. I talked to like some poker players. I talked to some friends. That quarantine period earlier this year, like mentally, it was like harder for like every guy I know. I feel like all guys went to like some tougher times. But then I was also like also running bad on top of it.
It's like I feel like when things are good, they go like crazy good, and when they're bad, they go crazy bad. It's never like chill, you know, like like losing a bit, winning a bit. It's just like swingy. Just fucking heat or just like fucking downswing and everything going bad in life.
That's that's okay. That's
at least for like I feel like it's like this in my life.
Yeah. I can agree. Very swingy lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah.
What so as you like now, like you moved up stakes, you like now like you're consistently playing like 5K, 10K, like playing like pretty high stakes. I'm curious, like from your perspective now, what would you say are and like to the extent you know, because I guess you haven't been playing these games that since for a while, but in your view, like if you think about it, like what would you say are like some main differences between someone who plays 200 zoom and someone who plays 2550? What do you think? I'm curious. This is a fun question.
Bluffing. Like the guys that play those stakes are fearless, you know, they'll fire, like they'll go for it. Like the ones that reg battle, I mean, like not the fucking bomb hunters. But like, if you're a reg at like 5K, like there's no major leaks. Like it's just tweaking some stuff. High river bets, you know, like light call downs, like just being a fucking annoying to play again. Like 200Z, you can walk on fucking people. Like it's just like I'll take over the whole pool. And like I'm not saying that I would be the best when if I would play there. I'm sure there's a lot of exploits that I wouldn't be able to do. But like I'm just saying, like I feel, and also like I feel I see a lot of undisciplined stuff at 200Z too. Like whenever
Mm.
I watch it, like just have like some structure in your game, bluff, call,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
think you can make
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's stuff like you cannot get away with, right? Like at 5K that you like tap 200 zoom, you just don't get punished, and like that's kind of like what
Yeah.
I see, right? Like as you go higher stakes, like at 200 zoom, you just don't really get into tough spots. You're like, oh, whatever.
Yo, there's no tough spots, and at 5K, I'll play like let's say a 600 hand session. I'll have like 30 ends to review. Like every time, it's just like, well, that was a hard spot, BVB. I have no clue what to do, or like
Yeah.
out of position here on the river, like, and Stefan's on the button. Like, what am I doing there? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's so hard. Like, yeah,
yeah. People put way more pressure. They're like way more like you have like way more
yeah.
close decisions. You don't like, oh, you cannot just like cruise. Just like, oh
Ah,
yeah,
like
so,
another important thing is just like I think people do a way better job of thinking of their overall range at higher stakes instead of playing their hands in a vacuum. I mean, most of people do this. Like I feel like at lower stakes.
yeah, yeah, definitely agree. That yeah, that's a big thing. And that's kind of like takes a lot of practice, takes some talent actually. I've been working with a lot of guys, like back in the day with Block the Spot, and like I also coaching some guys now and then, and I think this is the one thing, kind of like perceiving ranges, and like it's a lot of like instincts to it in a way with experience and stuff, and I feel like perceiving ranges, like kind of like how they interact. Do you feel like that this can like it's some like instinct to it, like some talent to it, like that some people just have it or some just don't?
No, I never had it, so I
No,
just worked hard.
you just
Like
work
I
hard.
never, I had no idea. Like I feel like it's even harder to know your own range than to know your opponent's range a lot of the times. Like I
Okay.
think it's so overlooked to know exactly what your range is on the turn or on the river, and like what you have to fire, what you have to check, like or approximately.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people just focus on villain's range. And it's like I think I prefer, yeah, it's important to know like his range, but your range is like very important as
Yeah.
well, like
Yeah.
if not more important.
So for you, it's pretty important to have like precision there in your range.
Like not like super precision, but be close, be like a couple like it's just important to like know not exactly, but like how you arrive there.
Yeah.
What are your main bluffing combos, what are your main value combos, like, and how do you want to mix those?
Yeah.
And go from there. Like I'm not saying like, oh, this has to be bet like 31% of the time. Like nobody's gonna get this, but just like like overall approximation, that will help. And this is something that is not like I never had this talent, so like I just
so you
like
built it up.
grinded Pio Sims, like just Pio Sims. Like let's say I have a tough spot, like what do I do when I call a 3-bet in position? Like then the next few sessions I'll look at all the 3-bet in positions that I called and just like looked at the ranges.
That's okay.
Try to get like an idea of what's going on. Yeah.
That's some really good stuff actually. I think it will be useful for a lot of guys. So basically you think you like mostly improve that by like just like a lot of repetition with Pio. It's kind of like
like there's no secret formula to that. And also
what's the secret?
And the other thing like that I said before is just like be fearless. Like don't be scared of like because like there's a lot of strategy that like you're not comfortable with it, but like you'll never learn if you don't like implement it. Like you need to fuck up. Like you will fail many times. Like like I tried this lead on the turn and it was completely off. Well, it's all right. Like you learn. Like you're gonna get it right next time. You're gonna fuck up. Oh, I lost the stack because like I did this new strategy. It's all right. Like it's part of the learning process. Like it sucks at first, but like you need to fail many times before you succeed. And like people often forget about this.
It's a lot of repetition and it's not that fun necessarily, but
it's drilling yourself.
Yeah. Let's go more like to current times where at the beginning, or like I know actually during the summer, you remember like I first asked you like, oh yeah, like people want you here on the podcast. Here we are.
Yeah.
And you told me, oh yeah, like I'm focused now like on improving and grinding, and I have this goal to be like to establish myself at 10K. And it seemed to me like from what we were like talking back and forth a bit, it was like a very focused summer for you. Like people like, yeah, like have fun, like whatever. But it seems you how did this like challenge go? How did like summer goals for yourself
It
go?
like it didn't put as much time in poker as I wanted to because
Okay.
I did put a lot time in studying, but like I wish I had played a bit more. It's just I also like I have a hard time turning down like activities that are not really good for myself. Let's say like, oh, a friend hits me up and wants to play tennis, you know,
Yeah.
that's really cool. Like I know I'll be happy. I know it's good for myself. And I had like a couple of not like vacations with my family, like renting a cottage and like doing water sports and shit like that. So obviously I'm not gonna turn down this. Like
Yeah.
you know, it's good quality time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the other times, like I would play. I would like force myself to sit at 5K, 10K, whatever, and play those guys and review the sessions. Yeah. As I just like when I have a goal in my mind, I don't really want like let's say you wanted to interview me like right away or do a
Yeah.
podcast, like I kind of like I feel like uncomfortable doing it until I realize no, and I'm not saying that I'm like super established at 10K. Like no way, you know, like I haven't played that many hands, but I'll take the lobby whenever and I'll fight for it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
but it's yeah, like I feel like I'm mostly there, and
Yeah.
like now I'm happy to do this with you because I feel more like at ease with myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You feel
Now
like
that
you've
I
earned it. You're like, okay, like I
yeah,
focused on
yeah,
this.
exactly. I think yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about. Like delaying gratification, I think is
Sure.
really important, and I really swear with this. Like, yeah, I always think about it, you know, in the back of my head.
So this for example, like what's like kind of the biggest, like the latest example where you did that? Was it like this with this
It's just
challenge?
like this challenge was like as a bigger portion of it, like let's a bigger example, but let's say like I have a bunch of chores to do and like also want to watch this movie, like common example, you know, I'll just like do all my chores and then relax afterwards, even though I don't want to do it now, you know, and I try to apply this to every aspect of my life, basically like, oh, I'm done. I've done this session and I don't want to review the hands. Like I just want to relax, but I'll still force myself to review the hands, like,
That's
you know,
cool.
and then relax. And, you know, I try to, when I can do something, I try to do it like right away or
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's so. It sounds like some small things, like oh yeah, like I have to do my
It
chores,
adds
then I
up
can
in
relax.
the end.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's kind of like the way you approach that. That's kind of like how you'll do like with everything, right? Like that
hmm.
discipline is kind of like a skill. You use it
Yeah.
everywhere. It's not like oh yeah, whatever. Who cares if I do the dishes now or later? No, it's kind of building up. So how would you how do you go about it? How do you like you said like you make yourself like how what's kind of like going on in your head there? Like do you like is it like encouraging? Is it like come on let's do it? Like don't be a pussy. Like how what's kind of like the internal
I
dialogue
know
there?
it's better for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know like I'll feel better afterwards.
Yeah,
Like it's way easier to relax, cool down when you've done like all your chores.
yeah,
And also when you have like a very difficult challenge, like let's say I log into stars and I see like Stefan and Jays are sitting at 10K and I'm like, ah, fuck, it's gonna be hard. I'm like, just go do it, and you'll feel really good afterwards, even if you lose, you know, like you'll
mm-hmm.
say like, oh, I sat with those guys, I played, and
Yeah,
it was really cool, and like no, like you didn't like shy off battling with those guys. Like I think like I sleep so much better at night knowing this, and it's the same with girls. Like if you see a really hot girl and like you go talk to her and you even if you get rejected you'll feel so much better about yourself, like it's the same. Like I feel like you can relate it to like so many aspects of
exactly.
your life. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you can. It sounds like you kind of like proved to yourself like over and over that like I know this is gonna be feeling like way better if I do this.
It's
Like
gonna be tough at first, but
yeah,
then like you gain so much confidence doing it, and then like the next times it's easier and it becomes like natural, almost like
yeah,
easier.
yeah.
And then like slowly but surely like you work it out and you're okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's also something like you said, like you build momentum with it, right? Like maybe you start with small stuff, right? Like maybe you start like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do the dishes now and relax
Yeah,
after,
yeah.
right? Like you start like from smaller things, but then yeah, like maybe like yeah, like hardest or like a harder thing would maybe be like approaching this hot girl you see. But then like you have to
Yeah.
start like at the smaller things and probably like build momentum with it. Then it's gonna be easier, right? When you're gonna do like this this harder stuff.
I think it's good not to overthink those spots too. Like
Yeah,
it's just like it's good for you. Yeah, it's good for you. Like you'll feel better afterwards. Just do it. Like go.
That's I mean, that's simple. That sounds simple, but it's so
it's
important.
Way harder to do in practice.
Yeah, it's so hard to do, like, because your body doesn't want to do it, right? Like you have like your mind's like, and yeah, the more you hesitate with this kind of like hard shit, the more you hesitate.
Yeah, it's the worst. Like,
it gets worse and worse. Like, not right now, like whatever. Like,
it's torturing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's.
I can totally relate to this, but you feel so much better afterwards. Yeah. Like you're really proud of yourself, and like your self-esteem goes really high. You earn confidence.
And yeah, like you said, like it's earned, right? Like a lot of people don't do this stuff, right? It's easy. Like most people do go for the easy option. So it's also like earned like confidence in yourself. It's not like, oh yeah, it's like some delusional shit. You're like, oh well, I did this.
You become way more successful with yourself and like in everything you do in life if you start doing those hard stuff.
Really sick, really good stuff. So kind of like building up this discipline sounds like. Do you have a daily routine? Do you have like some stuff you do? What's your like structure?
I mean, I have like some kind of weekly routine, I guess. Like I train like 3-4 times a week. Okay. I try to play tennis like 2-3 times a week when I'm back home. Like there's no like specific dates. Like I try to, I take language classes and I study a lot too. But there's no like, I don't like to have a specific schedule, like I try to do all my chores before I play poker, because when I play poker, like I don't want to have to stop, like if there's a good table, like I want to be able to like play until like whenever. So I try to do like all of this stuff before, and that's why I usually like play around 5, 6, 7 p.m. like Eastern time, 8, because like I wake up like I don't know around 12, 1, do all my chores, and I feel much better like this. But I know like a lot of people they have another way of going around it. Like there's nothing like that's super planned, but like if I have something, I write it down, to not forget it, and obviously there's the studying. So just like I like my structure, but I think it could be improved for sure. Like I never liked having an agenda, but now I'm thinking more and more about getting one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I never was that structured in my opinion. I just like know what I have to do, and if I have too many stuff, I write it down and I just like cross it, and when it's time to play poker, I'm really happy.
Yeah. So it sounds like you first want to like clear up your mental space when you're like before playing. So when you're playing, like you have nothing to think about, nothing to like, you can just be there.
It's the worst if I'm playing and like, oh fuck, I need to go to the gym. Oh, I need to study a bit for that language class afterwards. It's just like, oh, just kill me now. Like I can't do this.
Yeah. Well, it's true. So you have, you could say like you have like an overall game plan for approaching your day, approaching your like.
Yeah. You have. I wake up and I know like what I have to do. Like
Yeah. So but nothing like very specific. Sounds like you.
Yeah, there's no like. Poker has to be last, and the other things can be done in whatever order, basically.
Yeah. It sounds like you are actually putting a lot of thought from what we've been discussing so far, and like from what I know, you put a lot of thought into building up your life to like enhance your performance at the tables. You don't like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna try to play better. I'm gonna focus more. How do you go about that? About like performing at the table? Like how do you see it as just play as better as good as you can when you're playing, or like building up like other stuff around it so it enhances it like when you're playing? How do you see this kind of performance?
You mean like balancing your life?
Yeah, like you said, like for example, like you just like going to the gym, eating clean.
Yeah, like that. This should be like fucking natural to everybody.
Yeah.
Like just have good diet, eat your veggies, eat your fucking fruits, and like don't eat pizza before you play. It's just basic stuff. Yeah, and just training is so important. Like doing like physical activity, like sports training. Like I don't get people that do nothing. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand really. Like, don't you want to like look good, be in shape, be healthy? Yeah. Like poker is fun, but like I don't know. Like I feel like you will get so much more in this life if you're being like overall healthy. And like also it's good to work on your leaks at the poker table, but it's also really good to work on your own leaks, like personal leaks.
Yeah.
Like let's say, like for example, I had a lot of trouble with being compassionate with myself, like was really hard on myself whenever I made mistakes.
Yeah.
So I just like, oh, this audiobook is about compassion, and so I'll grind it, I'll just listen to it then while I train or whatever. Like I think that's really good, like just to work on your own flaws as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just to become a better human being overall.
Yeah. That's something actually I struggle with. I think a lot of people struggle. A lot of poker players.
The compassion with yourself.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's so hard.
A lot of people are, and myself for sure. That's something like I've been struggling with a lot, like over like the years, like being very critical like, with myself, and like putting so much pressure on myself. I think.
Yeah.
Like
it's never good enough. Yeah.
Yeah, to the point that like I just hate some activities because I know like how much pressure it's gonna be like mentally for myself there. Like people like for example even like basic stuff, like I know like, oh yeah, like, let's go talk to that girl, and like people just like have fun, whatever. They like whatever, they just get drunk and they're like, oh whatever, just like whatever happens, and they're like, yeah, maybe they hook up, but then like I would be like, I still remember like I would be like, oh fuck, I have to go talk to that girl, like fuck, and like, oh, you have to go, like, oh no, it's just like so much like, no, you suck if you don't go, you suck.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, so relatable.
Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like how is this a thing? Like, and but I feel like it's like a personal journey in it as well, right? Like how, and it's something I'm still working on. I do feel I've improved. It sounds like something like you've been working on actually, like consciously as well, and just having this, like building a better relationship to yourself. Like what's this like being your like this ruthless like master, whatever, like with the slave, like what's this like kind of like relationship? And I don't know, it's something like I feel like a lot of poker players struggle with, this being very self-critical. What tips would you give people who like
treat yourself as if you were talking to your best friend?
Okay.
So like your best friend fucks up, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You're gonna tell him like it's okay, like I would have fucked up too, like it's fine, you'll know better now, don't be so hard on yourself. It was your first time, like you'll learn from this, like you're a good person even though like you fucked up this. Like it's just like, I think that's the best tip one could give, or like if you talk to your loved one or a family member.
And that's it. Like you're so right, like that's kind of like the crazy thing about it, like how the same guy can be like so lenient and so understanding with the people around him, right? And like so like, oh yeah, I understand, like they're human, whatever, like it's like a close friend, yeah, like I understand. But then when it comes to them, like being like way harsher, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a very very good tip. And I would also say like what's been working for me, just kind of like do stuff for yourself, kind of like just that you're like enjoying.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, like just like that.
It's hard sometimes.
For me. Do you have this? Actually, I'm curious now. Like, do you have like, I have this part of me like where like I don't really like, I only do things if I think they're like productive, if I like they get me forward, they're like useful in some way. But if it's something like I just like would enjoy, but like it's not like actually useful, it's so hard for me to do it.
I can't do it. I can only do it after I've done everything that I needed to do. And otherwise I'll feel so guilty.
Yeah.
Like I will feel so bad if I just like, let's say I woke up today and like started watching like a movie.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what the fuck am I doing? Like I have this to do. Like, are you fucking stupid? Like, yeah. I can't like even, I wouldn't even be able to enjoy it. Like there's no way.
Yeah. Like what am I doing here? Like how, no, this is not the thing. Like I should be doing like something that gets me forward. Like this is not getting me forward. Like I'm like watching, like, relaxing. What
like does this get me like closer to my goals? No, like just like do the stuff that you need to do, and then like if you have time at the end of the day, then do it. But it's like you can't like go too much to an extreme as well. Like you still need some time for yourself, and it's just like balance it out. At first I went to an extreme, I wouldn't do anything for myself, and life was just like pretty mad, like so it's like it's good to treat yourself too. You just need to know the proper balance of it.
Yeah, something like definitely a very interesting topic for a lot of people, I bet, because I see. We see some patterns, right, with like poker players and other people, like,
Especially the ones that I feel like this is a thing recurring with high stakes guys,
yeah,
like feeling guilty if they don't work on themselves, like
yeah.
compassion with themselves. Like the few guys that I've talked to, they seem to have a bit of this issue at times.
Definitely. That's why, yeah, I do see this quite a bit, and kind of sad, right? Like, because you kind of like know what you're going through with yourself, and you're thinking, oh
Yeah.
fuck, they're going through like some hard shit as well. Because I know like I'm going through it, so it's kind
But
of hard.
being like this is not like, yeah, it sucks, but if you can like work it out, like it's the nuts. Like hard worker, like um responsibility, like commitment, like, and if you just like work out how to relax and treat yourself well, and
Yeah, that's basically, yeah.
you're
That's the
like
match. Yeah,
you're just like the end goal. I mean, not, like it's a really good place to
it's
be.
a good life. It's a good life. Like, yeah, like, you're working hard. You're respecting yourself. You're like enjoying yourself.
Success will come to you if you do this.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, now going a bit back to poker, because
Sure.
so you're, yeah, again, like you're playing like in this like very competitive, very like high stakes games. It's pretty tough. Why would you say? Maybe we touched on this a bit, but like, why would you say you are here and others aren't? With like,
It's just like risk taking. Like, I don't understand people that don't move up. Like, yeah, it's uncomfortable, but like because it's uncomfortable, like I do it. Like, oh, these players are tough. Like, who cares? Like, go play them. Like, the learning curve when you battle is like so much bigger than when you just like bum hunt and go play when there's a fish only.
yeah,
Like, when I sit at like 10K, I don't think that I have an edge over those two players. Like it's not like, oh yeah, I have an edge on this guy for a couple of BBs and this. No, it's not. I don't think like this. I feel like this is the fastest way to like reach the highest stakes. Like, and even if these guys are better than me, it's what, like 53-47. It's not like I'm the biggest dog ever. Like, even if I play there, and I can even win like sometimes too. So, so like it's just like force yourself to play tough games, then review the sessions, and then like rinse and repeat. Like, do this, play with tough guys, and review the sessions. There's no like magic formula. It's not like I wait for the perfect spot. Like, I just play.
Yeah, I love this, and you're like one of the, and I really love like having you on here because you're one of the few guys I know that you're like now what you're saying, like, you have this, I think there's like two main approaches to poker, right? Like, they're like more like a gradient between them, but you have on this side people who are more like, oh, always playing the highest TV games and like make the most money when I'm playing. So,
I think
like,
that's bullshit.
Right? So you have yeah. Then you have Cedric saying that. I think that's bullshit. So you have like, but I do feel there's like, and actually we had like MMA before I
completely disagreed with his approach. Like, but it worked out for him. Like, he's successful. But like, I don't like it.
No, I definitely want to, because we have this approach, right? Like, increase your EV, always try to play like the more like softer games and like make more money, whatever. But then you have like, this like other guys who are like more in it, and there's like a lot of guys like this, and like you are definitely in this end where, oh yeah, like, I don't care. I'm just there for the competition. I'm just grinding because it's hard. I'm playing these games because they are tough. They are playing more for the enjoyment. So I guess it's kind of like the two like
I feel like
enjoyment versus money, right? How do you see this?
I feel like when you think about like high SCV, like going for the money, I think it's really short-sighted. Like, I think like you only think about the near future.
Okay.
I feel like, and I'm not like looking down at other people that are not doing that as me. Like, I just think my method of like moving up prepares yourself better for like the future. Like, it's higher EV in the future, in my opinion. Like, you improve faster, you improve better, and like, I feel it's more fulfilling to myself. Maybe that's why I enjoy it more too. Like, I feel really good. Yeah, when I don't have any enjoyment of like playing 500Z and 6-handed. Like, I don't care. I want to play like if Limitless and Linus would suddenly like start playing lower at 10K, I would still play them. I don't care. Like I for sure I'm a big dog. Like I don't really like I'm not delusional with myself, you know. But
Yeah.
I would learn so much from those sessions. Like it would be really sick. And I played with his Limitless and Caliber or what's Rolf Shove, whatever his name is,
Okay.
former Ice Takes MTT guy the other day at 10K NT. And like, you know, I don't think I have an edge on those guys, but it's just like really fun experience. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you like, and you learn a lot from like the hands you have afterwards. You review, you improve faster.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. You definitely have like this more.
I think the money approach is like a bit short-sighted, like just
Yeah.
like the immediate EV, like near future EV.
Yeah.
And I view it as a bigger like long-term EV, I guess. Like, but like you can always argue that like, oh, the games are ending and whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better to go like for shorter EV.
Yeah. Actually, let's talk about this a bit, about like the future of poker and like where you see it, and maybe we get into a bit of this like this kind of like we get a bit into this like scandal with like real-time advice with like Fedor Cruz guy, some gossiping, some like I'm curious to see, because you're competing like at really high stakes. That's actually let's go a bit into this. Like, are you ever like concerned about like the games not being fair when you're playing these like tough games? Is that like a concern for you?
It was never really a concern. Like, yeah, like a bit in the back of my mind. Sure, I try not to think about it,
Yeah.
but like, you know, it's always there. Like, especially not gonna like I trust like people that came up through the ranks and like reached high stakes.
Yeah.
Like they did it through hard work, you know, and like a lot of commitment. Like if they start cheating, like it goes against what they were doing all along too. Like you know, I trust the Russians not to like cheat, you know, the ones that I play against. Like I know some of them, like they seem legit, you know, and I never really doubted any of those. But you know, like it could always happen. But like I try not to like focus on this too much. Like I'm focusing on like playing good and like just like doing high EV plays. And I like you.
So focusing on what you can control, basically.
Yeah,
right?
like oh yeah, that's really important. I really hate like worrying about stuff that I have no actual control about it. You know, like if one of those guys are cheating, like, and I don't know about it, what can I do? Like nothing. Like like I'll just like it sucks if like I get cheated on, but it's a risk that I know that like is part of my job, that I'm aware of it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
So I just accept it and I live with it. It's fine. And I don't think like anyone that I'm playing with is cheating.
Yeah.
Like I really don't. We have a Skype group for this. If I thought someone was cheating, I would just ask the others like thoughts on this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds like like you said, like it's something like you cannot really control, and it's kind of like you understand the risk, but then at the same time you know these guys you're playing against, you know, like okay, they're like, and I think you're right. I think it's in a way, if you think about it, you said like all these guys have worked so many years on their game. It's so weird like start cheating, right? It's like
they would gain a bit of EV for sure, but like they have such a like they always have this I don't know, worry about like losing it all if they get their reputation, like their ability to play any games, you know, like your reputation in poker is everything. Like don't want to be a scumbag.
Yeah, definitely. And that's in a way you could say probably even like it's a bit more dangerous at lower stakes where people like don't know anyone. There's like you don't know the guys you're playing against.
Maybe. I guess it would be more dangerous there, but like I don't know, like I don't care about lower stakes, but but yeah, I guess it could be more of a concern. Yeah,
whatever. Whatever.
Sorry,
sucks
guys,
to be them.
No, but I feel for anyone that plays there, because I feel like to me it was unbeatable. So I don't know, like I feel it, like I feel compassion for the guys playing there. Like I really do. Like it's hard. Like the rake is high.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like even though it's easy, it's hard.
Yeah.
So in some way.
Yeah.
Like I never understood this. Like everybody sucks, but you can't win. Like, so yeah, like maybe I suck too. You know, like yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Because you hear this, like I hear this from friends a lot. Like, oh yeah, these guys are so bad. How are they winning? How they're like so shit. Like, I definitely have this quite a bit. So how do you see, like what are your thoughts on like the future then, like with poker? And because you said like these kind of like mindset, like getting the most money now, it's more like narrow sighted. I do agree with that. And so then like how do you see like the long term? How do you see this?
I have such a hard time thinking ahead in the future.
Yeah, or exactly, or is it something like you don't consider it that much, and you're thinking, oh, like, well, whatever happens, I will adjust.
Let's say poker dies, okay, or whatever. Like I trust myself, like in my abilities to like find something else too. You know, like it doesn't like I've reached like those high stakes just like by myself basically, and working on myself and improving and studying stuff. Like I can probably do this in another field too if I want, like and like, you know, I have money, like I'm not into a hurry or anything. So it's not like if poker ends, it's the end of the world. Like, it would suck, but like, you know, it is what it is. It's a risk that I'm aware of, and I'm confident in myself that if things go sour, I can just do something else, you know? Like I'm not gonna waste like time on this. Like, like I'm focused, like the I can't think more than like 6 months ahead. Like more than this is like too much.
Yeah. It sounds like you do a very good job of like not worrying about stuff. Yeah, you cannot control it. Like, oh yeah, like what if this happens? What if this has whatever? I don't know, right?
Like I try to be more mindful of the present, like of what I can control, and I think that's just the more GTO way of being. Yeah.
It's so true, right? Like someone who built these skills, who like works all the time on themselves, like builds like this discipline, like handles all these different areas. Like you said, like someone like this can like perform in a lot of areas, right? Like it's you've built like you've not only built your like a poker skill set like all these years, you built
life skills.
You built yourself as a person, and so you definitely have this confidence, right? That kind of like makes it easier for you to like.
I think like all the guys that play like mid to high stakes like are a bit like this too, because every poker player that I've met from online like has been like a really, you know, like hard worker, like like decent guy, decent human being, like all into like self-improvement, you know, like working hard, studying hard. So I think it's a common trend like at the people at the people at the top. Yeah,
definitely. Lindsay Allison saying very inspiring podcast. I'm getting Allison more in the No Limit streets. He's a PLO. I don't know if you know. He's a PLO.
Yeah. And I saw the podcast.
And we're working on No Limit, and he's getting he's probably even more fired up for No Limit now. Did you? By the way, what do you think about this? Did you try other games like PLO? Like what's your view on this?
What the fuck am I gonna do in PLO? Like, there's 4 cards. It's way too hard. No, I don't know. I never was interested in PLO. Like it. I feel like it's so hard to. Like I tried to master like one type of game. Like I'm not gonna dabble into like heads up into PLO. Like I don't know. Like I'm gonna lose so much focus in my main game, like 3 to 6 ended, like No Limit. Like I don't have time for like this stuff. Like I'm not a Linus or like JQ who can play like all these formats, you know, and like crush it. Like I can only focus on.
You're like just like being like specialist in 6 max instead of like like diversifying like into other.
I can't do the diversification.
I mean,
it doesn't work for me.
Obviously, you can't give up some of your edge there, right? Like you're not getting better at 6 max because you're getting at these other games, so your game suffers there, right? So
you have less time for 6 max, and obviously, like you don't want to start playing PLO 50, you know, like when you start, like when you're at already at a higher state, like like at least 500, like, and you know, I feel like if I want to make the switch, like I'll just like drop No Limit completely and just go all
yeah.
in. But I don't want to.
Yeah. Since you're like like very like single-minded, like on one thing, and that's kind of like how you
I
achieve like performance there.
I don't even play MTTs anymore. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
just like I can be asshole. I don't know what to do. I just prefer buying action.
Yeah, easier.
yeah.
Let them
Don't have to
handle it.
don't have to play and you can get the rewards.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. That's the best way. What's your view actually? Because it seems you're like very like on reg gaming, so it does sound your approach is, I would say, like pretty different from a lot of guys. Since you're willing to play almost anyone or anyone when you are reg gaming, you are battling for like the lobby and stuff. What's your view there? Like, what's the merit of like reg gaming? What's your view on it?
I mean, you just improve faster, you get better faster. It's cool to play versus the best, and like you're less scared. You become fearless. Like, oh, I can play anyone. Like, I sat with this guy. Like nothing scares me anymore. So I think it's much better. Like it's much more fulfilling. Like I said too, like I feel better with myself, and like I'm not crazy. Like I'm not gonna play like if Limitless and Linus are sitting at 40K, I'm not gonna play there because I don't have the bankroll. But like if they sit lower, like I'll play. Like I'm being a degen by playing versus the best, like the top dogs. Like, but I won't be a degen by like shot taking something that my bankroll doesn't allow. So there's a thin line, I think. Like
there's a method to the madness there.
Yeah. I think like you have to, like, I have a plan. Like if I reach that amount of money, then I can move up and battle anyone I want. Like for example, I never hold the lobby just for show. Like if someone sits, I'll play. If I don't have the money for like 10K, I won't hold the lobby. Like I don't care. I just
Yeah. That's a very like straightforward like approach. That's very like competitive, very very different to what like a lot of guys like being shady with the angling with like I don't want to
right? And like they stay at the fucking table for like 5 minutes and you have to create a new one. It's just fucking hell, like Jesus, just get the fuck out. Like I don't
definitely like kind of pulling all sorts of angles. But of course there's like the guys who are like bomb hunting, who like more like angling. Of course people who are like there for the competition. They just they are there. Okay, quite okay. Let's wrap up on the poker stuff and do like some more fun stuff. But of course, not before getting some power rankings here.
It's so easy. It's just it's the Russians and then everybody else.
Really? Okay.
I know like they get a lot of flack on 2+2 and people say they're not that great. I think they're the best poker players by far. Not even close. Yeah.
Okay. Who are some of the best there in the Russian crew?
Stefan, Jazer, Give Me Up. They're the ones I play the most against. I think Zas has improved a lot too. Like I think those guys are it's just like the best community, I think. Like obviously you have other good players, like I mean, it's hard for me to say Linus because I never play versus this guy. So, I'm talking about players that I actually know.
Exactly, yeah.
At the beginning of the year, I played a lot versus Mick Boyfin, and he was really good. But now he obviously plays higher. So, these guys, Daryl, whenever he plays, is really good too. Bit too easy when he wants to play, is really good. But it's hard because I feel like a lot of people don't want to battle, even though they're really good. They just don't care. So a lot of my playing time is just sitting there and waiting. But I think the Russians are by far the best. Not even close. Stefan, Jazer, Give Me Up. AGL is decent too. Those guys.
Okay. Some nice rankings there also because like you've been playing those games, like the guys you have been playing against.
I play versus the Russians every day. I mean, whenever I play. So
the Russians like to battle as well. You have a.
I like that they're fearless and they won't, give. At least Stefan never gives up the lobby, and it's fun,
And it's so cool, right? Like because in a way you kind of build mutual respect for each other, right? Like this guy is also like a battler. This guy is also like fearless.
I have a lot of respect for them. I guess they must have a bit for me too. Maybe I don't know, but I think they're the best by far.
We have to visit them in Russia, and Actually, let's talk a bit about so again, you're like leaving tomorrow, like
Yeah,
and you're like we're talking about maybe going to Brazil.
I'm
I know
going.
you're going for sure.
Yeah.
You're going for sure. Maybe I'm going as well in this next period. And it's from what I've been talking to you, like kind of seeing like it seems like you are traveling quite a bit.
I haven't traveled this year. I was supposed to go to Argentina before the lockdown, and then it all like came down. And
Yeah.
it's so boring. I've stayed like in Canada for the whole year. Now it's time to get the fuck out. Like I can't take it anymore.
Yeah. But but yeah, normally you travel quite a bit, and I'm very curious how do you manage traveling and grinding? Because for me at least, I know for myself, it's very hard when I move places. Like I build a routine somewhere in a place, and then like when I move places, it's pretty hard for me to keep up that routine. I have to rebuild my routine again. How do you manage that, like traveling and keeping like a constant grind?
I mean, obviously the routine like will be different in another city. I try to, I try not to put too much pressure on myself the first few days, like just get settled, like find the good spots to eat, like whatever, and make a list of what I want to do over the next month or two that I'm there, but and obviously I think getting your workouts in like helps like with the transition, like getting a quick workout in the first few days, and afterwards like build this new routine, like adapt to what your friends are also doing there, like, oh, we're going to dinner at like 9, okay, like I have to play poker before, and I have to do all my stuff, so like I have to wake up early because of that, and like I have people, I just like I try not to be too strict, like I have a lot of leeway, and I'm easy to like travel with, or like like I like to do these social activities. I won't say no too much when I'm traveling. I even enjoy like going out too, because I take it more easy on myself when I'm traveling. I know like I'm there to have more fun, like grinding is important, but like this is special. Like when I'm in Canada, there's no leeway. It's just like poker, gym, healthy lifestyle. But when I'm abroad, I tend to let way more loose, like more into like hunting and going out and chilling with the guys and
Hunting.
Having a good time overall. Picking up girls.
Okay. I was thinking that was what you meant. Like, okay, we're just gonna call it hunting now.
Me and Chris call it hunting always. I've always called it hunting.
Okay, that's a good name for it. What are some of your favorite countries then?
I think South America is the most GTO for sure. I think Brazil is my favorite by far. Really like,
Why?
It's just like you have it all there, like good weather, good women, decent food, time zone is all right, and it's not expensive. Like you can have like good stuff, and I don't know, I feel like it's the best. But I've traveled to Asia too, but never when I was like a poker player, so I don't know like how it would be. Like I went to Thailand and Vietnam, but I was with IRL friends. It was not like with other poker players, so maybe it would be better then. But I think like Brazil is the best. But
shout out to Brazil. Shout out to Brazil.
Yeah, like fucking Brazil is the best in my opinion. It's so cool.
Which city in Brazil?
I've been 3 times to Rio. That's the most that I really like it there. I like Sao Paulo too. Belo was nice too.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I think like Rio's my favorite, but Sao Paulo I had a really good time there when I was there in last December. Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite food actually? What are like, because you're like traveling quite a bit, you like eating some nice food there?
In Brazil it's picanha by far, like this
the
meat that like we seem not to have here, or like I know it's called differently. But like I really like whenever I travel to Asia, like Asian food, like Chinese, Thai food. I think it's like Japanese food, like I think it's the best by far.
Yeah. Okay. So Hmm. Actually, I'm because you're like saying because yeah. Do you mostly when you travel actually do you try to like hook up with other poker players or like do you do?
Yeah, I used to do that a lot. Like I would travel with friends, with other poker players. It's very rare that I would travel alone. Like
Yeah.
here I'm in Vancouver. I came here alone because I just wanted to have some time for myself. But it's
Nice.
usually I hook up with other poker players or with friends too.
Yeah.
I have a lot of IRL friends around the world too. So
Yeah.
sometimes I just meet them there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's how and because that's kind of important, right? As a poker player, an online poker player, you're like inside a lot, and I think like one of the main sticking points, one of the main issues with poker pros, it's kind of like the social life and like kind of socializing, meeting new people. Um, how do you see that? Like, what are your thoughts on kind of this kind of pretty difficult area for players?
It's so hard to balance because so often I just want to knit it up and grind and not worry about it. Like I do this a lot in Canada actually. Like
Mm-hmm.
I only most of the friends that I see here are it's just like for play tennis or very big occasions. I don't really like because it feels like the only activities you do when you grow up, like at least like for normal friends, is like go out and like have a drink, and I'm
Yeah.
not really interested into that.
Yeah.
Like especially when I'm back home, I'm like I don't care. Like but so I think like I'm pretty much a nit when I'm here,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
I don't care. Like I enjoy it. But when I'm abroad, like I'll do whatever the guys want to do, And
Mm-hmm.
I don't like I'm not a big fan of drinking, but like I like going out and having a good time, and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like I think it's important like to not overlook this because
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it brings you a lot of life EV.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of like it kind of like emotionally. It's kind of hard to be okay emotionally overall. I think like long term, right? If you don't like constantly connect with other people as well, and I feel like
Yeah.
when you're like so much into online poker, when you're like grinding so much, it's pretty hard, right? It's pretty hard to like take yourself out of your shell there and kind of like, oh yeah, let's meet new people and put yourself out there. I know like
You have to get out of your comfort zone.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's tough, right? Like, because other people like at their jobs, they always talk to colleagues at like whatever, like they like going out like normally during the day for their job and like work and whatever. So I do feel like it's pretty tough.
You have to make online friends and travel with them. That's what I did.
Yeah, okay,
Like,
that's
yeah, there's so many poker friends I met online, like, and they became really good friends. Like,
yeah,
it's easy for them because like they don't have a job, so they can, like
yeah,
they can relate to you. Like,
yeah,
oh, do you want to go there? Yeah, sure. Let's book a flight. It's easy.
yeah, yeah.
Like there's no like planning, like
Oh
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
only I fuck that. Like that tilts me so hard when I'm trying to organize something with IRL friends.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it sounds like you're like more like yeah, try to hang out with people who like do the same things as you and kind of like have the same lifestyle,
Yeah,
so you can like hook up with
it's
them.
because they also like they real life is so much easier when you're with people that also do the same thing as you.
Yeah,
It's much more enjoyable too.
yeah,
I at least I've noticed like
yeah,
I really like the poker players that I met through online. Like it's easy, like you have the lingo,
yeah.
like there's no
You don't have to
they don't
explain what
have
basto means. Like this place is
it's
pretty basto. You use that a lot. Yeah,
that came from Chris actually. It means like buster. It means like when you bust your bankroll
yeah,
basically.
yeah,
So when something is busto, it's just like
yeah.
it's not
It's not good.
it's boring. It's mad. It's like not
Yeah,
so great.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, like I feel like poker players, it's much better like to travel with them because like they have nothing to do in the mornings. It's relatable. Like they have the same lifestyle. Like RL friends, it's so much harder, especially when you're in your mid to late 20s. Like
yeah.
people have lives now, and
Yeah. That's very accurate, actually. Like, yeah, like they have a
like
life.
long-term relationship. We're
Yeah.
thinking about having a kid.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
Like they're into like wine and cheese. Like I don't know, like
Yeah,
some
yeah.
shit.
Boring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit
Well,
boring.
I mean, to some it is like to me.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's true, right? Like you want to like surround yourself with people who have the same values, who like who see like because even this, for example, with us, like we're like going out there in Brazil, and just even having this where it's kind of like you said, like it's a common thing. Like people go out and they just like get drunk or whatever, and it's so cool to kind of like hang out with guys who like also don't really drink, and like, oh yeah, we have like 1-2 drinks, but we like none
I
of us
never
wants to
get
get drunk.
wasted.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. None of us.
I'll
wants
have 1 or 2 max, and like I don't know, like I'm, because I think about the EV of tomorrow. Like I have stuff to do, you know. Like I will go out and have a good time, but I'm not gonna go like crazy. Like
yeah, definitely. And they're like, we still have like we went into that club together, all the guys there, like in Brazil. It was like really cool, like seeing you guys, like everyone was like getting in the mix there, like doing some hunting.
Falafita, right?
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it was.
yeah,
Yeah, that was a good time there. I love that place. It's really cool.
It's really cool. Like how do you see that actually? Like when you're out, you're seeing like you want to like talk to other people. You want to like you are out with your crew. Do you tend to be more like, how do you see this, kind of like be more with your crew there, or are you also open to like meet other people and like bring them in your?
I'm mostly like I like there's when
because
you
I
know
saw
like
you in the mix there. I remember seeing you in the mix.
I prefer like I like both actually. I like enjoying time with my boys, but I also like I really like hunting. I think it brings you a lot of confidence in real life, you know, and
we should make a
you
statement.
feel much better about yourself when you do it. And like every guy like wants this. Like you have to be like stupid to say no. Like oh no, I don't really like you know, like I feel like it's in our DNA. And I like both. Like when I go out, you know, I enjoy my time with my boys, but I also like to hunt. And I don't really care about meeting like local guys, like, you know, like make friends with the local. No, but it's true. Like
it's true. No, it's true.
like all my Brazilian friends are poker players. Like it's not like one random guy that I met.
Yeah,
you know?
Like wow, a really cool guy at the bar.
Yeah. No, fuck that. Like I just want to meet the girls.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true. Yeah, maybe we should do something with this. We should open a stable for hunting. We should.
Yeah.
I don't know. As poker players,
I think it's important though. It's so often overlooked. I suck so much when I started. I was really bad. Like, and you know, like you have no confidence. Like you're shy, whatever. Like it's so hard to make that first step. And but you feel so much better afterwards. And like if you force yourself to approach, like it becomes so much easier. And I don't know. Like it's.
How do you get over that fear though? Because I feel like if you like don't socialize in your daily life that much, it's even harder to get over that fear. Because if you're like talking to people anyway all the time, right? It's kind of more natural. Oh yeah, let's talk to another people.
Okay, well I'll tell you what I did. I was the first time I went to Brazil. Oh no, I went to Colombia the first time, and in South America, and I was with fellow boys of mine, and they were all going to talk to girls. So what am I gonna fucking do? You know, like I'm not gonna stand there and chill. So obviously, like with Busto Spanish and going up to fucking Colombians, dancing reggaeton. But yeah, that's how I started. And then in Brazil too, pretty much just like, you know, like, and sometimes we would challenge each other. Yo, like, go talk to that really hot girl in 3, 2, 1, go. And like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go, like, And like that's how it works.
That's big, kind of making it fun, right? Like, especially if you're with the guys, it doesn't have to be like, especially like, if other guys are also like in that mindset of like, let's do stuff, like let's meet people, let's be open. That's why again it's so important to hang out with like-minded people, right? Because again, if nobody wants to meet people and everyone is shy, and like everyone's like there with their drink, of course it's gonna be harder for you as well. But then if you encourage each other, it's different.
And I think my RL crew of friends, they were like that, you know, very shy, no one, you know, like just in their comfort zone. And I was, you know, I don't want to stay like this. So I was like, fuck, I need to do something about it. I can't be shy my whole life, you know. And that's how I started, you know, like being fearless and just like approaching a ton of girls and getting better at it.
Awesome. Then you must have let's see, let's go into like to kind of wrap things up, because we've been going for a bit here. Let's see, quite a bit. Gonna let you go because I know like you want to like enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, but disclaimer, like I'm retired from the hunting game now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just
I don't do this.
know.
Yeah. I just like I think I'm gonna pretty much settle. So, yeah.
Okay. Brazilian maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn it, that's such a poker player thing.
Well, because like I know she's gonna watch this, and I'm just like, yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
I
we're
guess
talking about,
she would.
times.
Yeah. Just talking about picking
No,
up girls since the beginning.
No, it's that's like other stuff. No, not doing it anymore. No, it's like
I'm
when
retired.
we were boys, but kind of I don't know. Even like also as a girl, I think that's something again also like you definitely want in a guy, right? Like being like proactive and like being able to put himself out there, take risks, right?
Girls don't take any risks. Like no girl's gonna approach you. So obviously, like the only way for us to meet them is just to dive in, and like it's just like I feel like a girl wants some guy who's confident too. Like, and you won't achieve confidence without approaching girls.
Yeah, well, definitely your girl is gonna love you way more after this podcast. I feel like I'm sure.
Of course.
Like, we talked about a lot of really good stuff, and okay, considering she's maybe watching, I'm gonna keep that in mind for this next question.
Oh, she's not watching, but she's gonna want to watch the interview.
In the future, what are some maybe that you can tell of some more like degen stories, like top 2-3 degen stories you have?
Man, I was never a big like degen, to be honest. Like yeah, I've done like I've used some stuff and shit like that, but I don't have like that many like crazy stories. I think like the one that comes up to mind is not even like I'm not even part of it. It's just like
or that
you know when you guys were in fucking Rio and you went to the favelas and you saw guns. You were there, right, with Amanov and Max and Jova.
Yeah.
Yo, that's fucking degen to me. Like I stayed in to grind because I was like, I'm not going to fucking favelas. And then you come back and like Seb tells me like, oh yeah, over dinner I saw an AK-47. Like, what the hell, bro? Like, what is this? But the guys were cool. Like, we bought beers, we drank with them. What is that? Like, Jesus. Yeah, that I thought that was really degen, but like I was never a big getting wasted and shit like that. I don't know. I really like eating healthy and and then so I'm gonna disappoint you guys, I think. I'm not really a degen. Like I used to have some binges with some friends, but like it's just like us using a lot of drugs, like nothing crazy. So.
Nothing. Okay, well, it does sound like you're more like a balanced guy. If I think about it, also I don't have like maybe
okay, maybe.
I have one with Dino Supremo. Very fun.
Yo, that guy I heard's the biggest degen of all, right?
That guy is the end boss of degen.
Legend.
That guy.
Degen legend.
That's definitely That's you don't get better. It doesn't get better. Maybe we should get him on. Do you know him actually?
I never talked to him.
I think we met him. Yeah, we met him in Vegas. I drank some weed juice with him, playing 5100, like next to me, and he was saying like, oh yeah, like every time you 3-bet, you have to drink. And I say like, no way, I'm doing that. Like I just like took I took a few sips. It was very bad. Like he had like this kind of like this bottle of like weed juice, whatever, and then he had this like cap, and you like would pour it in the cap, and I'm very sure I drank just like one cap, and then like he drank the other 2 bottles. And from that one cap, after like 1 hour, I was really not sure if I'm like tanking 2 seconds or 2 minutes on every decision. And I'm like really not sure like what's going on. And I was like, is everyone hating me? And like I just like, well, like I'm playing 5100. I should probably not be here. I should not. This is very irresponsible.
Jesus, bro.
No, he's a bad influence for sure. It's like,
what are you doing? Playing 10K like super high.
No, but I was still playing okay. But then I did realize like at one point I was like, wait, did I pee myself? I cannot really Like really, I could not feel anything. I was like so paranoid.
Oh,
Like,
that's hilarious.
and I had like black pants on, so I could not tell. Like, oh fuck! And I got.
Is it wet? Like
Yeah.
you try to
I could not
touch?
feel. I could not feel if it was wet. Like,
Oh,
and that's when I
you
thought.
had no senses.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I should probably. I'm still up for the day here on this table. It's probably responsible.
Yeah, let's
to
call
just,
it quits.
yeah. And then like Dino is still there, like grinding, like with the weed juice there, like whatever. He's like playing. He's a true warrior, true legend. Okay,
That's cool.
what's kind of like wrapping up here? What's your plans now for the future? Just like keep battling, keep like how do you see things moving forward?
Okay, well, I'm near future, just going back to Montreal for a couple of days, then most likely moving to Sao Paulo until the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Probably come back just for Christmas, and I think I'll most likely set up camp in Brazil afterwards, and just like try to move up as much as I can, keep battling at the highest stakes, study a lot, and
Okay.
yeah,
Just
I like my lifestyle. You know, I really enjoy like playing tennis, playing poker, training, and like obviously I would like more traveling, so that's what I'm gonna start doing again. Like
Yeah.
so,
It's really
yeah, I'm
interesting
just
for me this like how you like you're actually like very deliberate about balancing all this other stuff in your life. Like
it's important.
yeah, like just now you were telling me, oh yeah, I just doing like it's like language class. It's like oh
Yeah,
it's like learning
Yeah,
it's like learning some Greek. It's like oh okay.
yeah. Well, trying to get better at it. Yeah, I think it's like it brings you a lot of EV to like learning languages. Like it's so underrated and doesn't cost much. Like get a teacher. I don't know. Like it's so valuable when you travel. Like English can only get you so far. It was always never a problem, but like in South America, Jesus. Yeah, like not gonna happen. It's like
Definitely.
so, but you know, in Europe and Asia it was fine, but like yeah, so SA no.
Yeah.
So you gotta adapt.
Definitely. No, that's true. Yeah, it's pretty tough
Yeah.
in Brazil. Definitely pretty tough.
Even in Colombia, in Peru, Argentina, gee, the English was worth zero.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah. Then you have to learn this other stuff. Okay. Any parting words here?
I mean, if you guys get one takeaway from this, just try to be fearless. Like don't be scared of like moving up and shit like that.
Yeah.
Study a lot. Take it seriously what you do.
Yeah.
Like,
Really.
yeah.
This was a really good talk.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. Yeah, it was cool.
Really enjoyed it. A lot of you talked about like a lot. We touched on so many sick stuff. Gonna be definitely,
I liked all of the subjects.
Yeah. I mean, also like we maybe I don't know. Let's see what happens in Brazil. Maybe we do some stuff.
Are you moving? Are you going?
I think I am. It looks like going.
Nice.
I am going.
Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We're gonna hang out with my boy.
Yeah, we
Alison.
meet up there for sure.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna do some fun stuff. Okay. Really good stuff. So yeah, thank you for coming on. Thank you for.
Yeah, of course. It was very fun, and I was really glad you invited me on too.
Yeah, really good stuff. I mean, and that's kind of like how I like to do this with. Yeah, I definitely prefer having friends on, people I know and like people I chat to, because like this is like very very informal, very like.
Yeah, it's lax, you know. It's like laid back.
Just like the boys just like chatting. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. All the guys watching now, and thank you for being here active in the chat, Guilherme and Saf. We have Andrea, Zidane, Bertrand Larhoc. Okay, not gonna talk about what could be your average monthly net winning. Don't really get into.
Probably not.
Maybe not the best.
What are those questions?
Yeah. Well, okay, that's why I said like I'm gonna filter stuff. So I brought the filtered questions. Okay. Gotta let you go. Okay, thanks a lot for coming on. And
yeah, of course.
Really good luck from everyone here. Like this was like a really enjoyable talk, and maybe we hang out in Brazil. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, that would be nice, man.
Awesome. So see you guys. Thanks for thanks for following, of course. Like, subscribe here. As you can see, we're freestyling. I'm kind of like freestyling with this channel. I'm kind of like doing things on and off. I'm also like focusing a lot on poker now. So definitely just like doing it for fun. So thanks for watching, and see you guys soon.